we're all good. And we're going to put on a good show. And I just hope that people come with an open mind and are able to adapt and be a little more flexible, as we talked about, when they're encountered with a couple of different rules, and we're able to just have a good time and put a race on. And as I work through the year, that's one thing we didn't talk about is that the CRC, the California Rock Championship, I have four dates dug out. I have three other dates, so July, mid-July, mid-August, and mid-September. It's where are they? There we go. July 18, 19, August 15, 16, September 12, 13. Now, July 18, 19, that's a Sim Raceway date. I'm not sure. I'm pretty confident about that. That's less than 60 days away. I don't know what Sim's going to look like in 60 days. August 15, 16, Santa Maria. Man, I think that's solid as solid could be. I already told you Santa Maria's a lot of people on there. 90 days from now, there shouldn't be a problem. Sim, September 12, 13. I think we have a very good shot of making that. I think they'll develop a plan to be able to have events by then. So
pretty much everything's original date except for the opener.
This one, yeah. I mean, and if you recall, this date was supposed to be just this past weekend. Was supposed to be the opener, but then when I bumped the challenge date, I bumped it onto that date on purpose because it was already a date that I had dug out on the calendar for California rock racers, right? So it should have already been on their calendar. So it was an easy way for me to push it past what I thought the COVID-19 thing was going to be into May. We've shown, okay, maybe that certainly wasn't far enough, but that is what it is. So, but basically, that was already a date. Now, I was able to take this June 1920 date because the only other organization that had that date was KPX, and I talked to those guys, and they had said no, Brian and Chris and Kenny, and they said no, we're not racing in June. We're just going to start our program in July in Reno. And I said okay, so that became an entirely open weekend with zero conflicts. So that was an easy thing to jump to. I wasn't stepping on anybody's toes. I wasn't impeding on anybody. It was the perfect situation.
Yeah. So now, if you can't do Sonoma in July, do you have any tentative plans for other tracks that are not going to be 100 degrees?
Of course, always. And that's
always.
As I told Rob and Dave today in my EKN interview, all these dates are literally like 4 weeks apart, right? So if you just say I got a 30-day, 30, 60, 90, and 120 days, right, from now. So Phoenix is 30 days away. Sim, the July date is 60 days away. August is 120, blah, blah, or 90 and then 120. By the time I get to Phoenix, I'll have July locked down one way or the other. So we can't wait. We can't wait until 3 days before the event to say Sim is a go. If Sim is not a go by Phoenix, there will be another track in play and locked in, and that I will make that announcement then. Because at that point, we'll have 4 weeks that folks can make their plans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just working. And then we get to July. If, whatever on that 18th, 19th date, whatever track we'll be at, whether at Sim or at a substitute track, we'll look and we'll say, okay, Santa Maria, are you still good? Yes, no, maybe. Check. If it's no, or if it's maybe, then I got to pull it. If it's yes, then we're good to go. So we'll be on a 38 day, a 30 day, or basically a 28 day, 4 week notice for each of these events. But these dates are carved out of the calendar. They're in there. They've been on the calendar. If you're a rock racer, they were already on your calendar anyway. So there should be no problem.
They are on NorCal Carter's calendar.
And I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having events, and you actually sponsored the website as well. So we appreciate the support to help keep the calendars and the information going to the racer. I look at NorCal Carters as a promoter's promoter. I don't ever want to promote a race. but I don't mind pushing people to events that are being promoted to help grow the sport.
Yep, absolutely. I saw some exciting news today. I saw Donald Durbin announced at Prairie City. He said there's an outside chance they could be open in 10 days.
Really? Oh, that'd
in
be
some
fantastic.
form, maybe not for true events. I mean, I don't know the particulars, right? But he said he's been, in talks with the county or to be able to open again. So it's always good, and that's really all I recommend. These clubs and these tracks is, man, just keep the information out there, right? You just gotta. Yeah. I know that some of you have been operating on the down low, on a wink or a handshake, and that's fine. But the minute you get actual information and a permission slip, man, you got to tell the world, because people are dying to come out to your place.
Absolutely.
So just get the info out there, and Donald, the Durbins have been a very good friend of mine for many years. They don't. They're not really Rock supporters for one reason or another, and that's fine. It still doesn't affect our friendship. So I'm happy that they were able to get the facility that they've dreamt about for so many years, getting a facility, and that they'll be able to maybe cross their fingers, open in 10 days. I saw that they've been doing some improvements out there, so we'll see.
Oh, they're putting in cameras and TVs. So that there's one section of the track you disappear. You go around turn 4. It's a right-hander.
Yeah.
It goes in the
right
pit,
that goes back
and you just disappear. And did my kid come out or not? You don't know for the next 20 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, and then they have to rebrand the track. I mean, they're taking over for other people, and they're trying to put their stamp on it. And I know they've been doing a lot of work out there, and that was probably one of my biggest heartbreaks for a shop or a track or an event. Because I think they were 1 week away from their season opener, and they were going to have their first club race. They were going to have the 80 shifter community come out. There's a bunch of 80 guys that are just stir crazy to go drive.
Yeah.
And then I think
NorCal 80s, baby, NorCal 80s.
Yep. Yeah, they're back.
I can remember that place when Jerry Aarons was the contact for that place. Jerry Aarons, and then it was left hand.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. No, it's.
I just dated myself.
Yeah, you did. But the track's been around for a long time, and it'll be good to see them open.
That's good. That's absolutely good. I actually took a trip up to Reno a couple weeks ago to check their track out, because I hadn't been there in many years. So I just took a road trip. So
nice. How'd that go?
It was good. Once you always have to have backup plans, buddy. You always have to have backup plans, and I'm happy that the club officers met me. Luke and Alec came out and met me and showed me around a little bit. Cole Nelson was out there with a team of guys practicing for the day, so it's good to see him. I hadn't seen him in years, and we threw a cart in the back, and I brought a guy to just do a few laps just to tell me how the track flowed, because I had not been up there since Pro Tour in '99, so I hadn't been up there in 20 years. And
wow, okay.
So it's good. It's a great club regional facility. It's well taken care of. You can tell people care about it, and they give their time and effort as a club to it. So it's always good
more
to see
people
that.
From NorCal, the real NorCal, don't venture over the hill to go check out that track, because it is a lot of fun. It's a fun little track.
Yeah, for sure. And what's funny is you mentioned the over the hill. So we still have it technically. Down here there's track Grand J, and Grand J was a track designed by Jerry Henderson. Rest in peace, Jerry Henderson. And was the hardest track I've ever driven in my life. It was so hard on your equipment, on your body. I mean, in a section where there were 4 right-handers in a row, but somehow didn't make a complete square. But it was close. Right? Had an uphill, off-camber turn that put a strain on everything. But the infield was so much infield, and the straightaway was so long. You had to over-rev the hell out of your engine to go down the straightaway, because otherwise, if you just geared it to go down the straightaway, you wouldn't get to the infield fast enough, right? I mean, it was unbelievable, right? And it was hard on your body. I mean, you just had to be, everything was just right. It was tough, but it was on the end of a 2-mile dirt road in the middle of nowhere. No, the grid was the entry lane, blah 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 blah. But the track, man, the racing we had there was unbelievable, and the camping you could do, and it was just a great place to go.
No, the track's still operational.
It's still there, but it they've done drifting and super motard and all that stuff, so it's tore up. It's tore up. For karting. It's not good anymore. It's tore up, but it is literally 50 miles past cow speed. Yeah, but it is up over the hill. So if you know Southern California, right, you pass cow speed and there's a big hill. You go, you drive 15 miles up, take a Hone Pass, and then you pop up into Victorville, Hesperia, all that stuff. Well, that hill to people, even though it's only 50 miles past cow speed, that hill, that might as well be the end of the earth, right? It's just like you described Reno. It's what I gotta go up Donner Pass. Nope, no, I'm not doing that. That's far, right?
Yeah.
And what's Reno past Sacramento? An hour and a half?
I made it up there in 2 hours a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so
yeah,
2 hours.
So that's
pulling a trailer is 2.5. I get it, right? But it's still a nice quality track to go drive on, and in the grand scheme of things, it's not terribly far.
Nope.
Go-kart tracks aren't like baseball fields. They're not in every park.
No.
So you have to be able to drive. Look, Phoenix last weekend, when I went out there, I threw a customer's cart in the back and wanted to go race. We threw the VLR 100 on his cart, one of my shop 100s. We threw it on. He felt like racing, and they had a 100 class. They didn't have a 125 tag class. We left the house at 10 in the morning. We were there by 3. He raced till basically 10:30 at night. We were packed up and left at 11, and I was home, showered, and in bed at 4 a.m. Like, bam. And people ask me, you drove it's like 360 miles each way. I'm like, yeah, well, the track was open, and I had a guy that wanted to race, and I wanted to go check out what they're doing as far as their rules and regulations. Big deal. Yeah. We just got in the truck and drove.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there's opportunities.
Exactly. So with that, go support your local track. Go have a good time.
And that's how we'll end it.
I love it. Sounds good.
That's perfect. Thanks, Andy.
I appreciate it, Jason. Thank you very much. You have a great evening, and I will do the same.
Yeah, likewise. And everyone, you can check out Andy's website at challengekarting.com and the information for his next event on June 19th and 20th in Phoenix, Under the Lights. Go check it out.
There you go. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
All right, see you.